Thanksgiving celebration. Today, I'm diving into the next level. It's a new series I want to launch, and today I'll talk about 3 reasons why people struggle. So, it's the end of another year, right? It's the end of another year, and definitely everybody's preparing for the next rotation of the Earth around the sun. I always say that the Earth rotates around its axis to form a day, right? And the motion of the Earth around the movement of the Earth around the sun creates the year, right? We're back to science. You see, high school science or middle school science, whatever, right? But the concept of a year is really just time, measurement of time based on the movement of the Earth around the sun. And time creates an opportunity for us to become, to do work, to create, to solve, to enjoy, to experience this dimensional reality. So when people talk about next level, what's next for you, right? What are you going after next? Who are you going to become, right? What skills do you want to develop, on and on and on? Is that there is a path to the next level that you can achieve in a more conscious, more deliberate, more intentional way. What I found is that oftentimes people talk about the next level as something they have no control over, right? As something that they anticipate will just happen. And when it happens, they are going to be surprised, right? But what I'm going to dive into today is that you actually have a lot of influence on when your next levels or your next level of opportunity, when it's going to be, when it's going to happen. In a way, your next level is waiting for you. Okay, this is not something that is it's outside of you. It's actually based on your own outlook on life, your behavior, your thinking, and all of that. So I'm going to go deeper into it, right? So the next level, why many people do not achieve it, why many people struggle to keep right achieving more success for their life. That's what we're diving into today. And I see different people joining on different platforms. Welcome, everyone. Do drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining from. And if anything I share resonates with you, feel free to also respond or ask a question or also contribute as well. So I see we have Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, different platforms running at the same time. So if you're new to this space, welcome. Like, subscribe, follow, share. All of the engagements. I welcome it and I appreciate it. Okay. So let's get into the first reason why people struggle and do not achieve next level or they cap their own success level. The first one is what I would say when people do not prioritize their own growth and when people refuse to grow. Right? When people refuse to grow, when people refuse to change, because change is growth. If you keep doing the same thing, if you remain the person that you are, if you don't change, if you don't grow, if you don't expand your capacity, you will keep attracting who you are and nothing will change. You just keep repeating. Every day will repeat itself. Remember, the Earth moves around its axis every single day. That's what 24 hours is. The Earth moving around the sun is what we measure as a year. Now, there are extra hours that they now tag on every 4 years, we call a leap year. The reason I'm sharing this is that somehow many people have arrived at a level where they're not even coming back to the practical principles of life. So a year is the measurement of the Earth round the sun. So at the end of the day, you're going to live life one day at a time. You're going to live your year one day at a time. So what you do with days will determine what your year would look like. Okay? What the year would birth for you, what you're going to create in a year, is based on a fundamental principle of how you manage minutes, seconds, hours. Nothing changes because the earth is just rotating. The side of the earth that faces the sun is daylight. It says wake up and walk. The side that faces away from the sun is nighttime for them. That's what creates reality. Okay, this dimension of the world, your own experience, days, years, months, on and on and on, is measured by the earth repeating a movement. Right, the earth is just spinning, it's not running anywhere. Even though I know this weekend my husband, who is a professor, was saying, "Oh, but is it the galaxy is expanding?" I'm like, "Explain that." He's a chemistry professor, anyway. But that's not. I'm not going into chemistry today or all of that. I'm trying to bring this to practice of how you live your life, the decisions you're making, and how it influences what you're able to achieve. So nothing really changes because, again, the head repeats the same motion every single day. When it repeats it for 365, right? 365 times, we say that's a year, right? When it repeats it, right, for how many months, right? We measure the rotation of the earth, the movement of the sun, right? Not the sun, the stars. People have done this work to say February has this many days, right? March has this many days. January has this many days. People, astrologers, those people, right? They created a calendar based on the movement of the earth around the sun. What does that mean to you and I? Listen, you wake up every day, you eat, you extract energy, you run through the day, night comes, you sleep again, right? Your body replenishes itself, the brain does its thing. You wake up the next day, right? The next day is the next motion the earth wants to make. So life is lived one day at a time. You're not running anywhere. The past, the present, and the future is now. In this moment is within you. Your past, your present, your future is now. Let me explain that because I'm going to share three things. Like I'm building this up just in case you're new to a lot of the things I teach in my school and all of that. So what does that mean to you? Your past, present, and future is now. You know why? Think of yourself as a computer with file cabinets with spaces. Everything you've gone through for all the days that has passed before today, all the days you've experienced before this moment, okay? Everything remember, the earth is just rotating. You're sleeping and waking up. You're sleeping and waking up. Everything you've ever experienced up until now, all the stories you extracted from your experience of previous days, they are stored in you as memories. They are file cabinets within you that stores everything you've experienced up until now. They're within you. You can access it now. If you can access memory, right? You can sit down and say, "Oh, last week, where was I last week? What was I doing last week? Who was I with last week? Oh, what did it feel like? I went to the games, Thanksgiving," whatever that is, whatever you passed through during the days that passed, right, that you experienced, what you take from those days are stored with you as memories. You don't take everything because, listen, when I teach emotional intelligence, I go deeper into how you have to be careful how you're making decisions, how you're arriving at decisions, how you're experiencing the world, because that in of itself is what you're pulling into your system. The conclusions, how you decide, right? How you are right, the process with which you've programmed yourself, the interpretation you decide to extract from daily experiences, that decision is what you are filing in your system. So if you're somebody that is getting angry, you're extracting negativity from life, you go here, you're like, huh? You go there, you're like, listen, just that practice alone is like you're loading negativity into your system. People who are happy, people who are joyful, They will experience the same thing, but they will arrive at a conclusion and say, you know what? I forgive them. Mm, right? So what they are experiencing, they are extracting positive meaning out of it. And because they are extracting positivity, they are storing positivity in their system. Okay? So right now, this moment, okay, you assume that you have a folder called the past memories. You have another folder that is the future. You've not opened it because the days have not been presented to you. But right now, you can do two things. You can fix your past. This is why those who seek like therapists and all of those things, trauma, all of those things, trust me, this is a principle, it's deep. There's science behind it, right? You can tap into memories that were not pleasant and you can confront them and you can come up with another story. That's where forgiveness. I always talk about the relationship with the past. If you want it to be healthy, you need to learn how to forgive and you need to apply gratitude. Okay? Gratitude, forgiveness, develop those two relationships with your past. If you can do that, you will live more in peace within you. Okay, I'm building up. Trust me, I'm building up on today's topic. Okay, but I want to lay the foundation because those who haven't taken my classes, you've not been into any of my programs, you may not really understand where I'm taking this. Okay, so I'm laying the foundation because we want to shape the mind, the way you're approaching this as well. Okay, so your past memories, they're within you. Your future, right, is going to be presented to you. But right now, every moment is an opportunity to fix the past or lay the foundation for the future. The reason is because when tomorrow comes in, you're going to drag everything in again. You drag in who you are. You drag in who you are. When the earth rotates, when you wake up, you're going to wake up as you are. So, with that foundation, the first reason people do not move to the next level is because they do not grow. Part of growing is making sure that you have skills, knowledge, right? You learn, unlearn, you adjust and shift yourself in preparation for tomorrow, right? So that when tomorrow comes, you are a renewed version of you consciously. And guess what? The body does that anyway. Every time when you sleep, the cells tries to renew themselves, right? They renew themselves. You shed skin, whether you see it or not, you're shedding skin, you're replenishing, right? Your mind replenishes, all of those things. So these are systems already put in place. Now, what people need to focus on consciously, there are also four dimensions of growth. The physical, you know what happens, you eat good food, on and on. The spiritual, right? Intellectual mindset, on and on, right? And then the emotional, right? So many times people only focus through the five senses, the physical realm. But trust me, there's the spiritual growth, intellectual growth, learning new things, emotional growth, your emotional well being, your place of belief in yourself, right? Relationships, your relationship is based on emotional maturity, right? You can be super smart intellectually, but many people fail in relationships because it requires another muscle. Okay, that's why I teach emotional intelligence. There's another muscle to achieve success in business and life that is beyond just IQ. IQ will solve problems, right? Would help you do work. Emotions will help you connect and be in unity with humans, right? Human to human, age to age. And so success also is part of human to human. So when people fail to grow at those four dimensions, right, they move into the future the same and they create the same realities for themselves. Okay? Because your next level is dependent on your next level of growth. The reason is because there are certain things you do not have capacity for, but you're supposed to be growing capacity for. So physically, if a 3-year-old asks for a car, you're not going to give it, right? Because you're waiting for that 3-year-old to mature. So there are many things intellectually, unless you grow intellectually, you will not comprehend, you will not understand, you cannot make use of. So, for example, if you want to go to the moon, if that's a desire, if that is a next level achievement for you, right? Remember, there are people in the world that that's their next level. I want to go to the moon. But guess what? If intellectually you haven't accessed the superior intelligence that will allow you to go to the moon, you are staying here on planet Earth with us. Okay, so there are many things people want to achieve, they desire to achieve at the next level, but their lack of intellectual growth, they've not pursued the knowledge that they require to achieve that next level result. If you don't grow your knowledge base, it remains, right, elusive. You can't achieve it. Emotional growth is the same. Oh, I want to be in a relationship. Okay, I want a husband. I want a spouse. I'm looking for this. I'm looking, right? Fantastic. You're desiring relationship. In business, you want to network. You want to meet the president. You want to meet this person. You want to meet that person. Fantastic. What will help you develop and nurture beneficial relationships for your life at the next level? If your next level is tied to new dynamic relationship that will bet new success for you, marriage, right? Relationship, a new job, on and on. Anything that you would unlock, the next level of dimension, if you're going to unlock it based on strategic relationships, guess what? You have to grow emotionally, right? Because if you don't grow in your communication skills, if you cannot listen to another human being, listen, and you want a girlfriend, spouse, fiance, listen, you can't listen, you can't serve, you can't buy flowers, you can't attend to the emotional need of another person. Who wants that? Who wants that, guys? If your next level is tied to a new job and you cannot interview, you've not developed your ability to communicate, oh, right? So your next level, you need to start asking, okay, in order for me to go to the moon, in order for me to get a spouse, or right, for somebody to say yes to me, in order for me to attain this level or that level of success, what do I need to know that I don't know? What skills do I need to develop that I haven't developed? And when people refuse to prioritize their own self growth in these dimensions, next level doesn't show up. Even if, and this is one of the things people say, your next level is already in your zip code, like it's around you. The lady may be around you, the man may be in your church, right? The opportunities may be in your city. The opportunities are always everywhere. It's just waiting for you to say, hello, my name is. It's waiting for you to apply for the job, right? Those opportunities, they're just waiting for you to do what needs to be done to open the doors of success. So if you've not matured to the level of handling the keys of success and opening the door, and you find that you've not grown, the door, you can't reach it. Next level is the door you can open easily, right? And sometimes even the door will just open up for you. Or even people will invite you in when you mature. Okay? So that's the first thing. People's refusal to prioritize growth, to grow, to invest in themselves emotionally, intellectually, physically, like, physical, lose weight, right? We know those things, right? Things you need to do, right? Eat well, sleep well, all of those things. When people don't invest in it, you don't improve. And remember, the reason I laid the foundation to talk about the earth rotating around the sun is that every single day will remain the same. What changes is you. The earth replenish itself. Remember, seasons, times, and seasons, right? Springtime, right? Fall, summer, they repeat themselves every year. But what rolls into the new year is who you become. And who you become will determine what you can get out of the year. Okay? Beginning of this year, I said I went through a series of coaching program, 30 keys to unlock success. And I kept saying it in January for those who have been following me for a while. January, I kept saying, who are you going to become in 2023? I started asking that question. Who are you going to become? Who are you going to become? Prioritize that. Right? Now, let me ask you, take an inventory. Who did you become? With everything you did, with the 300 plus days that have already passed, again, days, just the earth rotating around itself. That's 24 hours. The earth continues to do that. It doesn't change. When you wake up, before you even wake up, the earth is already in motion. The ground beneath you, the earth is always rotating, right? Always in motion. You ought to be in motion as well. You have to form a rhythm. Every single day, the earth has rotated 300 plus days. When you wake up, what have you done with those days? Right? Whatever you did with the days that were presented to you, right? Those days that were presented to you and I, the time, right seasons you ran through. Today, take inventory. What did you do with those days? Who you are right now. Okay, what you carry within you. The experiences, remember, that's why I laid the foundation. What's within you, everywhere you went, everything you experienced from the beginning of the year, right? They're stored. But the question is, where did you go? What did you do? Who did you become? Because those things shape who you became, right? Who you are now. So, as example, let's say on average, every single day, you spend 4 hours on social media. Okay? I'm just giving, it may be two, it may be six, more or less. You gave how many percentage of this year to social media? What did it give you back? What did you get out of it? What's the return on that time investment? That's the inventory. That's what you need to be asking yourself today. This moment, this time, right now, check in. Because this is where these are the corrective measures, right? We have to make. This is where we reorient ourselves to say, oh, could I do better? Right? Do I need to do more of certain things or less of certain things, or continuing doing what I've always done? Because wherever you've arrived now, the things you accomplished this year will be based on everything you did. So your next level, okay, you can become more intentional in your own growth trajectory. So that's one. When people don't prioritize growth, the next level is waiting for them. Because once you grow, everything at that next capacity level, you will be able to achieve easily, right? You'll be able to achieve. In fact, those gifts, those things, those benefits will come to you. When you grow intellectually, you grow emotionally, you think the world is not looking for good, like you don't know that good men are looking for good women. Good women are looking for good men. When they spot you glowing, doing your thing, living your good life, you think that's not attractive. Nah, yeah. It's very attractive. When you become successful, right? When you gift yourself success by growing you think if you invest time in exercising, I'm just giving this as an example. You exercise, all of a sudden, you look sharp. You think that's not, you think, you think everything you've been looking for, Chase, you think it will not find you and go, I like what I'm seeing. Life is always doing that. Even your business, right? You start marketing, you start building your brand, you start doing all the nice things. You think people will say, we want to hire you to do ABCD. The best things in life are reserved for those who grow. Quote that. Take that home. If that's all you take home from this session, the best things in life, they are reserved for those who build capacity, for those who mature. The car, the house, right? All of those things, they're available to you when you grow. And so when people don't grow, it's there. You forfeit. And for those who are believers, right? Remember the promised land. The promised land was, listen, I've given this to you. I've given that to you. That's the promises of God. I've given you this. Listen, if you're a Christian, you read Bible, you see all the promises. They are there waiting for you to come and claim it. But the people that are supposed to fight Goliath, they didn't discipline themselves, they didn't attain mastery, they didn't develop skill. You see, David developed skill, killed Goliath, attained the crown. The promise was there. Whoever does this will become the king's this. Will marry the king's daughter, which means the next heir of the throne. Right? Whoever does this belongs to them. Here's the promised land. But guess what? There are challenges or obstacles you must grow capacity to overcome. And so when you don't grow and you don't want to fight, what did they do? The children of Israel was like, oh, no. This wasn't what they were expecting. They had to live beneath their next level. And their children had to come back and do what the parents didn't do. So yes, the next level is based on the capacity. Start building capacity to go after everything you need. Intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Invest in that. Prioritize that daily. And trust me, a year from today, you will be a different person. And the success you'll be achieving will be at the next dimension level. That's how this thing is. So that's one. The second one, and hey, greetings everybody. I know I just went off there, but I see Duke, Glamour, Dave. So greetings everybody. I'm not ignoring you, but please feel free to type, comment, if you want to share or even ask me any questions. Do share. If you're new here, you're welcome. My name is Toyin Umesiri. Feel free to call me Coach Toyin. I'm the author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. I'm also the instructor at the Entrepreneurs Academy, where I help my students quantum leap, right? So my resources help you launch into higher levels of business and life success. Okay? So you can check out toyinumesiri.academy. There are tons of free resources there, and I encourage you to enroll in the accelerator program. Over 300 resources right there for you. We cover spiritual psychology, mindset, emotional intelligence, right? Energetics, technical business skills, branding, marketing, sales, business model, right? I cover design thinking. I served as a strategist for Fortune at the headquarters of Fortune 1. So I bring to you big business strategies to help you catapult your business to the next levels. Okay. So number 2, I'm talking about the next level. 3 reasons why people struggle to achieve the next level. The first one is when you don't grow, when you don't prioritize your own growth. Okay. Realize that again, the head is doing its thing. It will keep repeating itself. When it repeats itself 365 days, that's a year, right? So as we're coming into to the end of 1 year, beginning another one, the question is, what have you done with your days? Whatever you do with your days that is presented to you. In fact, that's why in one of my programs, the game plan, 12 strategies for winning in life and business, one of the life strategy workbook, one of the assignments is that you are going to design a perfect day. Because success, okay, is based on how you use your days, how you use time. Your relationship with time is the most important factor in your success. Your own relationship with time, seconds, minutes, right? If you discount time, time will discount you. If you waste time, time knows how to waste people. Time, I'm not going to go deeper because there are resources, 30 keys to unlock success. Listen, for 30 days, I went through 30 keys, 7+ hours of teaching and coaching, because we have to reprogram ourselves for success. Your relationship with time must change for you to be successful. Take that. I'm not going to go deeper into. If you want to access the resources, go to my school. But I'm telling you, time, don't mess with time. Don't waste time. This is why people self-sabotage. This because let me even start going into it. The second reason is that people self-sabotage. Okay? They sabotage their own success. And when I talk about self-sabotage, I talk about it through the lens of your thoughts, emotions, action, behavior, right? Those three buckets. When they are not aligned with who you ought to be to get what you want, when they are in conflict, you say you want to go to California, but your GPS is programmed to Florida. Please, where would you arrive when you start driving? Florida. When you started this year, the beginning of this year, people had a long list. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Listen, right? Dreams. I'm sure people are designing another one now. But behavior, thoughts, action. Listen, you can say anything you want. Oh, I want to go to California. But if your mind is set in opposition to what you say you want, listen, your mind will your mind will drive you, your GPS. You will arrive in Florida. So guess what? Where have you arrived today? Where you are today, was it where you said you wanted to be beginning of this year? What's the deviation? What created the deviation? Right? Why didn't you arrive where you wanted to arrive? Why didn't you become who you wanted to become? The reason is because the decisions you were making every single day may not have supported the progress, right? You didn't make the progress you wanted to make. This is where we confront the truth, right? Only those who want to confront the truth will sit with what I'm saying. Okay? Self-sabotage is when behavior, thoughts, and emotion is not aligned with everything that you say you want. You want to be a doctor this year, you didn't go to school. You want to be a business owner, you didn't take the action that will help you get the results. Right? You said you wanted to be here, but you thought it would magically happen. Nothing like that. It doesn't. You have to plant. What you sow, you reap. Right? What you did with your time, energy, and resources this year is what gave birth to where you are today. So everything that you achieved this year, you realize that in a way, you opened your heart to it, you opened your mind to it, you opened your being to it, and so you are hit. And so this is why we have to discipline ourselves so that we don't self-sabotage. That's why when you wake up, you don't do things that are in conflict. When you start scrolling on social media, start asking yourself, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with my time? 4 hours later, TikToking. That's self-sabotage. Because that 4 hours, you could have contributed it. If you're not using, I always say use social media, don't let it use you. I'm using social media to advance my goals right now. Okay? Right? So use it. It's a powerful tool. But if it is using you, it is using your time, your energy, your resources, burning you out, but giving you nothing back in return, no return on investment. That's when you need to check in with yourself. Who am I gaining anything positive from this, or is this stealing, right? Your time, energy, and resource. This is where nobody, all of these things is you. It's like me, myself, and I. Who is responsible for your growth? You. Who is responsible for leading you? You. If you don't lead yourself well, you bear the consequences as well. The consequences are yours, right? The consequences are yours, right? Who will feed you? Who gets to decide if you eat nutritional food or not? You, right? Who gets to decide if you're going to exercise or not? You. Who gets to decide if you're going to register your company or not? You. Who gets to you are the boss of you. Just lead yourself in such a way, right, that you get all the benefits and everything you want out of life. You're the boss of you. You are the boss. But right before you ever boss anybody, you are the boss of you are the you can make you can do anything you want to do. You can go anywhere. You can eat anything. You can pretty much do whatever your mind tells you to do. But I'm just saying, many of those things they are self-sabotage. Don't listen. It's not everything that your mind tells you to do. Usually, this is where discipline comes in, right? Discipline is doing what you need to do to get what you want to get. You want to lose weight, you have to discipline yourself to take the action required in the direction that will get you everything you want. And so when you don't take action, you don't discipline. Many people, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. That's lack of discipline. I won't go too much into it. I'll stop there. I'll just stop there. But again, you're the boss of you, right? All of this I'm just sharing is I'm just offering you insights to explore your own inner universe, right? Just to explore the actions you're taking, the thoughts in your head that you're accepting as yours, because they become your life, right? The emotions within you. Remember, I talked about IQ, EQ, IQ, emotional intelligence, emotional quotient, right? The traditional school system only trained the world on IQ, smart. Okay, smart. You can be so smart intellectually, but trust me, it doesn't translate to relationships. That's why when people now, let me just throw this, let me slide this. Oh, let me slide it in. Women that say, oh, I'm going to be so successful, right? You're pursuing external success. Listen, nice shoe, nice bag, corporate job, intellectual. Your intellectual growth will get you the best job in life. But when it comes to relationship, doesn't work, doesn't translate. IQ doesn't translate to EQ. That's one of the problems. I won't talk too much about that. I'll leave it. I said, let me just slide that in. That's why many people say, oh, how come she's so successful? But the reason is because you can grow and mature intellectually. But when it comes to human human relationship, you have to open your heart, right? You have to trust. You have to believe. You have to be passionate. You have to serve one another. Boss lady in the office that cannot serve the kids, the family. Listen, EQ is a different game. When I talk about business, in the world of business, excellence in service, you can't serve another human, you can't do business. No matter how smart you are. Again, traditional education system will help you mature intellectually. Engineering degree, this degree, nursing, this, us. Success in that dimension does not translate to success in relationship. You have to mature emotionally when you want your relationships to go to the next level. You have to listen. Go and read 5 love languages, right? Go and read. Go and read. Oh my gosh! Okay, I totally just. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist going there. Whew. Go and read 5 love languages so that you can hear, right, the heart of another human being, so that you can respect the emotions and feelings of the people you want to do relationship with, so that you don't discount, right, how they feel. Oh, why do you feel that way? IQ is talking. Logic will fail in emotional matters. Watch out for that. I listen, I had to learn this. I'm just giving you this for free. Let's move on. Whew, okay. I just feel like that topic is hot topic. See, I'm saying relationship matters. If you are a woman, listen, be successful financially, this, economically. To be successful in home, it's a different skill. It requires a different side of you. Children will it will unlock dimensions of you that has nothing to do with how well read you are. Listen, I have 2 degrees. And I can tell you that degree does not cook food. That degree does not change diapers. Maybe Chat GPT will do that for us. That degree doesn't create a warm home, warm meal for kids, Thanksgiving dinner. Why am I going to this? Maybe somebody is listening to me that needed to hear this. Let me come back to the topic of today. Okay, number three. Number three, right? Three reasons why people don't achieve next level. Number one, let me summarize for those just joining. Number one, right? When you refuse to grow in those four dimensions, physically, right? Emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. Spiritually, I won't even touch that. Go to church. If you're a Christian, go and be praying. There are many things you cannot tap into energetically if you don't pray. But I'm not going to turn this into church. Okay. So I'm controlling myself. I could go anywhere on these topics, but I want to stay focused. Okay. And then the second one, right? Self-sabotage. When your thoughts, belief system, actions, behavior, they are in opposition to everything God has for you. And trust me, when you are waking, you call yourself out, and then you start telling yourself, I need to grow, I need to grow, and you start prioritizing growth and working on all of those things. You see improvement in everything you're doing, right? You see improvement. And when you see improvement, that's your next level. Next level is improvement, better results, more opportunity. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for more opportunities, better results, well-being. Next level is tied to better money, better relationship, right? Wellness, overall wellness. And I'm telling you, you get to create it. Nobody gives. Who is going to give you a marriage? Who is going to give you a job? Who is going to give you a business? Nobody gives any of these levels of success. You create it. You create the life you want. And if you don't have enough capacity to create that next dimension of experience in the world, start working on you. And then the third one, and I'll wrap it up, would be pride and unwillingness to learn. You know, when we talk about coachable, is this person coachable? Is this person teachable? Even after I've said everything I've said, some people may walk away and go, who does she think she is? Why is she talking like that? Blah, blah, blah. It's just another recipe of disaster. When people don't want to learn the truth, they don't want to confront the truth, they don't want to take responsibility, and they don't want to submit themselves to a new process that will transform them and make them better in life. Pride does that. Pride closes people's mind to learning anything new. So no matter what I just said now, many people can, right? This is the recipe. This is what pride does. They will walk away concluding that this stuff was not for them. And so they wake up tomorrow, creates the same reality, nothing changes. That's the worst of it all. Is that the world is filled with solutions, information, helpers of destiny, teachers, coaches, pastors, apostles, prophets. God has sent so many helpers to help you grow, to teach you, to guide you, to nurture you, to serve you. But pride will not let people access these helpers. Because your helper may not look the way you think. You know, Naaman in the Bible, the helper was in his own house, a slave girl. You see, if he was proud, not listening to that girl, his help will not arrive. Your help will arrive when you open yourself and you let God help you, whichever way He wants to help you. Yeah? Let me wrap up there. Let me just put full stop there. Thank you, everybody. He says true. Hi, April. Hi, Dave. I'm not going to say too much. Listen, I'm not looking to get into trouble on internet. Hi, Austin. Does anybody want to say anything? I'm done. I'm done. Listen, I'm done. I'm not going to go further than that. I only picked three that I think people can handle. There's a long list, but that three is enough. So let me wrap up. I'm not going to keep this too long. Yes. Listen, I want to listen. Let's laugh. When you've worked, you've done all you can on you, then you can rest and then let God take over. You sow, God has a process, and then you reap. People who do not sow, they're not giving God anything to work with. And you want to reap. Ah. Sowing is work, reaping is work. The one in between, the Lord of the harvest and the Lord that sends the rain, that's the one you don't have control over. But you will submit yourself to God. You will submit the best of you to God. You will surrender. For those who are, you will surrender to a process that will help you mature. You want that next level results, next level relationship, next, trust me, they are all ready for you, but they are waiting for you to grow. They're waiting for you to shift your behaviors, thoughts, action, and they are ready for you to become a student. Right? Think about the Bible. Like, listen, Samuel had Eli. You think about, God will always mentor his people. You know, you came to this world as a baby. But what we have today are unmentored people. And so lack of mentorship is a big problem. Dave says, thank you for sharing this information. Thank you for joining. Trust me, many people will encounter my voice and go, "Oh, why is she so?" I know. But I also do this. I will always do this for the 1, 2, 3 people that needed this as a rescue and a decision point. So that is what's it, right? God bless you all. See you next time.